Hello, YouTube. Fraud predictions. Yeah, I'm doing this last second because, sorry, I'm a bit sick. Basically, I'm doing this last second. Fraud's releasing in or not releasing. The fraud trailer's releasing in like 5 hours, so I wanted to get this out. This should be uploaded to my alternate channel because this is gonna be very lowly edited, mostly just me rambling about my ideas. So don't expect like some high editing or well-made video. I just want to predict on what we might see in fraud. Let's cover one thing that a lot of people have been wondering about. I think the Prime Soul is going to be Midas Prime. Like Midas from Greek mythology, the guy who everything he touched turned to gold. I've been meaning to say that because I just think it's so logical to happen. Like, fraud, gold. Want to know what's associated with gold? Midas. And yes, that would mean we have 2 Prime Souls that start with an M, but I don't think that's a problem. So, deal with it. I can't stay silent for too long because, yeah, I'm barely gonna edit this video in the slightest, so. Anyway, so yeah. Midas Prime, and then I think the prison, I think it's gonna be like some other weird word, kind of like the panopticon, maybe like the flesh triangle or something. I don't know. But other than that, like, yeah, that I don't have much. Oh wait, actually I do have something to say. I think that a lot of people are asking if it's gonna be like some big enemy room like P-2 or some long suspenseful walk, like Minos. But my prediction is it's gonna be a mix of both. You clear a bunch of enemies, you clear a hard level, and then you just have a nice peaceful walk to the room with whatever prison Midas is gonna be in. So that's my prediction for the Prime Soul. Now for fraud itself, I think fraud is gonna be kind of like, I've seen a lot of depictions of it, like that one mod that I've never played before, the one where it's like all black and gold, but I feel like just judging off of how Hakita works, I feel like he'll try to make that more unique. Like, he's done a lot of unique interpretations, so honestly, it could really be anything. My guess is probably it's definitely gonna have some gold in it, because that's like the color most associated with fraud, and you know how like every layer has its own colors? I think the frauds will be gold or yellow or whatever. That's my guess. It's gonna be like mostly maybe a lighter yellow. And then there's the fraud soundtrack. Hakita released the first fraud level soundtrack, and honestly, it's fine, but that's not what we're talking about. Instead, we're talking about like it has an eyeball on it, and it's very important. This game has like, it's connected with eyeballs in some way. We just don't fully know it yet. That's one thing, but it's very connected with eyeballs. So I think we're starting to get lore deep into this, and maybe this is kind of wild, but maybe the boss of fraud will just have something to do with eyeballs. Maybe. I know there's going to be new angel enemies, so who knows, maybe the final boss is like a biblically accurate angel. I mean, we do have virtues, but virtues, they don't have the eyeballs. They're like a biblically accurate angel without the eyeballs. So, I think maybe we'll get some giant angel with giant eyeballs for the final boss of fraud. But that's just a random guess. But that's what I think, at least. Because that's just, like, besides the encores, this is like the first soundtrack that has something to do with eyeballs, and, you know, for such a layer that's been all weighted up, I think it's important. It's gonna be important to something in fraud. We just don't know what yet. Because it's a very big eyeball. In the encores, it was kind of hidden away, like hinting to something, but the eyeball is like the main center of attention for this. So, honestly, I don't know. I think the final boss is going to be some big biblically accurate angel. And we already know there's gonna be some greater angel enemy. It was stated by the guy on Twitter. But what would that be? I think it might be some small humanoid thing. Wait, I don't know. It's probably gonna be different looking from Gabriel in some way, like maybe just less imposing, less intimidating, something among the lines of that. But whatever. I gotta keep talking. But yeah, my guess is he might like teleport around, maybe like do some weird thing to your screen, just try to throw spears at you, something like that. He's gonna be divine, almost like an angel's divine or something. It's wild. And then also stated is that there's gonna be a new husk enemy, and I think I'm kind of just stealing this from literally every fraud prediction video. Maybe it'll be something that'll like distort the way you see the game, or something like that. Like just, it's gonna like add some weird effect to your screen, maybe like cancerous rodent or something wicked in the newest update, but it's gonna do something to mess up your screen, and that, yeah. It's just gonna be, it's probably gonna be very annoying. I don't know if it'll be as annoying as like idols or stalkers, but I'm guessing it's definitely not gonna be the most pleasant fellow to face. But honestly, it's a cool gimmick. Like, fraud's all about deception. It's a cool gimmick to have that, so I'm guessing the new husk enemy is gonna like blind you or distort your screen or add static or something. And I think, I don't know what tier of husk it's gonna be. My guess is it's gonna be a greater husk. It's actually been a while. We haven't gotten a new husk since like, well, a while. Well, I mean, we did get one in Wrath. Now, what am I talking about? We kind of got one recently. We got one in Wrath. That being the ferryman, but I'm getting off topic. And then the golden arm. That's something that also a lot of people are talking about. What will the fourth golden arm be? Honestly, it could be a lot of things. I've seen like some depictions of it like stopping time, which yeah, that seems pretty cool, but I feel like that's kind of illogical, but maybe not. Maybe I'm just being stupid. I guess we'll figure it out. But I honestly don't know what my prediction is, so it could be anything. I'm gonna try to make a prediction. Maybe it's gonna like throw some angelic sword or like blind and confuse the enemy, make it attack other enemies. Just like something about deception, because yeah, that, like I said, that's what fraud's all about. So we can only wonder. And we know the first level is called Heartbreak Wonderland, and that's just a reference to an album, but I feel like the first one's gonna be like similar to the first level of Violence in some way. It's just gonna kind of like get your head wrapped around what it's gonna look like without telling you the exact like everything about the lair yet. That's what my guess Fraud 1's gonna be like. I think like recently they've been making a lot of the levels super long. I wonder if that'll be the same for Violence. Like before, in levels like Prelude and some levels of Limbo, definitely not all of them, they just kind of went by quickly, you know, snip snap, it's over. But recently they've been making a lot of long puzzle levels, so there's a good chance they'll do the same for Fraud, and honestly I'm not complaining. That's more content and more potential for new cool stuff. So it's definitely it's probably gonna be something like that, or at least that's what I'm predicting, because this is a prediction video. Don't take anything I say as fact. It could be literally anything. They could add like Sonic is a boss, and I wouldn't wink an eye. Well, I would, but it, like I'm saying, expect anything. Don't listen to me. I'm just talking about what my opinion is, what I think it would be, so take that for as you will. I am no game developer yet. Wink wink. I'll be talking about that soon. I don't know big games or how to make them yet. So don't take anything I say as true fact. This is all speculation and predictions. Well, honestly, yeah, that's most of what I'm trying to say. Just a few predictions. Color scheme, gold arm, P3. I think I've spilt the tea quite enough. So feel free to talk about what you think in the comments. This probably isn't gonna do well because this is on a channel I've never advertised before, but yeah, if you like how I talk for some reason, then I guess check out my other videos that are probably gonna be better than this since they're gonna have like actual editing. So yeah, have a nice day, and